Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records, and we're talking today about Roger Waters re-releasing Dark Side of the Moon for its 50th anniversary, using just himself, not using the members of Pink Floyd. A few weeks ago, he released Money, and today he released Time, famous song, of course, off of Dark Side of the Moon. It's really cool. I wasn't sure when I heard about Money coming out and him doing, his interpretation of Dark Side of the Moon. Of course, Roger Waters is the mastermind writer behind Pink Floyd. The other members, David Gilmour especially, did some writing for Pink Floyd, but primarily, Roger Waters was the writer of this music. And you think about people reimagining albums that are famous, and I kind of poo-pooed it at first. And Roger Waters is in the media quite a bit and likes to talk a lot, and isn't necessarily sometimes maybe the most likable guy as far as the image is concerned. But I gotta say, this is really good. So it starts off with some of the chord progressions underlining, and he says the voice had been there all along, hidden in the stones in the river, hidden in all the books, hidden in plain sight. It was the voice of reason. And then he goes into the actual lyrics, ticking away the moments that make up a great, dull day. It's pretty cool. Some cello, some keys that are different. All the instrumentation is different than the original. It's slower, it's prodding, it's spooky, and it's poignant, and it works. Here's what he says. He said, "I'm immensely proud of what we have created here. A work that can sit alongside the original, hand in hand across a half a century of time," Waters said in a press release announcing the album. The original Dark Side of the Moon feels in some ways like a lament of an elder being on the human condition. But Dave Gilmour, Rick Wright, and Nick Mason and I were so young when it was made, and when you look at the world around us, clearly the message hasn't stuck. That's why I started to consider what the wisdom of an 80-year-old could bring to the reimagined version. Again, I like this. I like this a lot. It is a masterwork. In fact, my son and I, last weekend, we were driving around and I made him listen to the entire album in its entirety. And he's 11, and I could tell that you can tell when your 10 or 11-year-old or your kids like something. They just sit and listen. Did he like it as much as I wanted him to? I don't know. But over time, it's a timeless piece of music. Here's what drummer Nick Mason said. Drummer Mason was given a preview of the album and highly praised it. And Nick says this: "He actually sent me a copy of what he was working on," Mason said earlier this year. "And I wrote to him and said, annoyingly, it's absolutely brilliant." It was and is. It's not anything that would be a spoiler for the original at all. It's an interesting add-on to the thing. Again, annoyingly, it is brilliant. Nick Mason, of course, was the drummer on the album. Do you want one of your former bandmates putting out your work again and not including you? Probably not, but boy, it does shed new light on the material, and it works. That's all I'm going to say about it. Hey, check out my channel. Thanks for all my subscribers. If you like these videos, hit like, share them, subscribe to my channel. I do shows every single day. Peace out. We'll catch you later. Good job, Roger. I like your new material. See you.